My favorite part of the vacation was definitely visiting my grandparents. And I've always loved their house. It just never changes. Every time you go there, you feel like you just left because you remember everything about it. I mean, even as far as where the furniture's placed, it doesn't change. And I love that. That room right there was the dining room, which I usually end up sleeping in during big vacations with the family. This is obviously the kitchen. And you can see there's pictures and knickknacks everywhere of family. And that's another reason. I just absolutely love this house and visiting them. I mean, there's just not just the physical items in the house, but like just the pictures and also the little bitty knickknacks also. It's just constant memories everywhere. I went to this house, visited them in Florida probably at least once a year for most of my life. And that wall you just saw, which we're about to turn back to in a minute, is probably my favorite wall of the house. It has a picture of my grandma and grandpa on it right there, and then baby pictures of my mom, or not my mom, but my dad and my two aunts, and then elementary school pictures of them, and then high school pictures of them, pictures of each of them at their weddings, and then a picture of each of their grandkids as babies. And they ran out of room, or otherwise I'm sure they would have their great-grandkids up there as well, but there's just no more wall. They would have to turn the corner, I guess. Yeah, and then as we pan over here to the fireplace right over it, I remember having this picture taken very clearly. It was for my, not but my grandparents' 50th anniversary, and I just came back from there, and it was their 65th anniversary right before I got there. So I wish I could have been there for that, but apparently they didn't throw a big party or anything for it. But after throwing 64 previous parties, I guess they didn't need another one for their 65th. That was one of the guest bedrooms that I'm usually not lucky enough to stay in because there's always other family members with me on vacation that have priority, meaning they're elders. Usually my mom, dad, or aunt and uncle or somebody like that. This is the bathroom we usually all share. The only thing I don't like about that bathroom is that window. It's like you're flashing anybody who happens to be walking by out there. Picture on the wall there, that house. The house is like 2 houses down from the house I grew up in. It used to be my uncle and aunt's house. This is the other guest bedroom, which I think I've stayed in that room once on vacation. It was a smaller family vacation, so me and my cousin managed to snag that room. This is my grandparents' bedroom. Notice the rotary dial phones. Those aren't just like there for looks. That's what they use a lot of the times. And this is their bathroom attached to their bedroom. Yeah, now outside, they have a really long driveway that kind of circles around. It's a big loop. We used to ride mopeds around there when we was younger, and to the left there, on that turn right there, used to be all sand, and that was where me and my cousin would play in the sand and play with firecrackers. There's an orange tree my grandpa gets oranges off of out there, just past the driveway. You could have saw it in that picture, but I didn't really say it in time. That's the back porch where we play a lot of our card games. Me and my cousin used to play all the time. There's their field where they currently have 2 horses. They're my aunt's horses, but they keep them there. But when I was little, we had goats out there. I had a pet goat. There's usually cows roaming the field. There's one of my aunt's horses, which they're new. The horses are. I hadn't seen the horses before. Somebody had given them to her. The field is huge, and it pretty much goes all the way around their property, so it's incredibly quiet out there. You don't have to worry about anybody bothering you. Used to be a lot more trees out there, but they've been thinning it out, having a lot of them cut down. My uncle actually was cutting down a tree with my dad and some others out there, and the tree fell on my uncle. It was hilarious from the descriptions that I keep getting from people who saw it. I was there, but I was not out in the field to witness that. It's just the backyard. Right there is where the in-ground pool used to be when I was growing up. We played Marco Polo, water volleyball, all kinds of games in that pool. I mean, we would spend hours and hours out there every single day playing in that pool. Me and my 2 cousins, my sister, and just more of the field. And that's pretty much it. This is probably, aside from the house I grew up in, my favorite place to go. Again, just because this was my second home for most of my life. It still is. I just wish I could get down there as much as I could when I was younger, but I can't really afford it. But I miss going there.